Dealing particularly with Bet Creek, we see that it's in north-western Victoria, or the north-central region of Victoria. Its latitude's about 37 degrees south, I think, and that immediately tells us a little bit about the distribution of solar energy that the place receives throughout the year. As we move away from the equator, climates become more seasonal, and once you cross over the 23rd and a half parallel, the tropics, climates become even more seasonal and divided into very much a distinct, what we would consider a summer-winter pattern. We can see that at Bet Creek with the temperature data. We see high temperatures, high average monthly temperatures over the January-December period, what we would call summer in the southern hemisphere, and quite low temperatures averaging around 12 degrees at the height of winter, if you like, around June-July period. And that's also the seasonality is expressed in the rainfall, the distribution of rainfall that we see falling around Bet Creek. Most of it is derived from the westerly wind flow that dominates in the feral cell, as you'll cast back to the lectures, talking about the different cells that operate in global circulation of the atmosphere, around about the polar front, where the polar cell meets the feral cell. You're getting wind driven up into the atmosphere and it loses its moisture, and then we have a band of cloud around about that particular latitude on the Earth, both in the north and southern hemisphere. And as the year goes by, the convergence zone, if you like, shifts north and south in response to the orientation of the Earth in relation to the sun. So northern hemisphere summer, northern hemisphere winter, and vice versa for the southern hemisphere. Each winter, that front, that polar front or the westerlies, extends up into Victoria and deposits a large amount of rain, or up to 2 metres in parts of Victoria, right on the coast, but it deposits a winter-dominated rainfall. And during summer, the subtropical high, where that cold, dry air descends and there's no clouds on the Earth, which are very closely associated with the deserts, that becomes dominant at Bet Creek, and you have a winter-dominated rainfall pattern. If we're looking at objective classification of the climate, so we can compare to different parts of the Earth, it's a temperate temperature regime, meaning that temperatures are between 0 degrees and 18 degrees minimum temperatures are monthly, and maximum temperatures are over, I think it's 18 degrees during summer. It's a broad classification that we can then use to compare across the Earth, and the winter-dominated rainfall gives it a particular classification as a Mediterranean climate. And we can immediately then compare to areas around the Mediterranean Sea, around California, around South Africa, around Perth, and we can start to draw similarities in climate, which has influences on things like vegetation, if you like, the adaptations that plants need to survive in a winter wet, summer dry climate regime. And these sorts of things also influence the soil forming processes, landscape forming processes. You're getting significant amounts of water falling at particular times of year, resulting in perennial or intermittent creeks and rivers and erosion during particular times of the year, and that has flow-on effects for a whole lot of different things that you'll be dealing with.